But we'll be in a minute anyhow.
No, they done
No,
flickered
you're
the
on
light.
there now.
Go right ahead, then.
Hey, folks, welcome to the Wild Bob and Ron Show, minus Wild Bob.
That's just Ronnie, thank you. Wild Bob and Ronnie.
And we would welcome your phone calls. We like to discuss different issues. And if you have one that you'd like to discuss or cuss, call 562-3557 or 566-1450. And give us your opinion on what you think is going on about Mike Stanfield, the promoted street sweeper to mayor of La Follette, and E.L. Martin, the man who ran our Chamber of Commerce, representative of all businesses of Campbell County, and not one single business owner was on the committee that he chaired. Chamber of Commerce, folks. They get people on there who know all about commerce. Not a single business owner on it. Hey.
Fellas, you ain't been reading the news how great everything's going, have you, in the business world?
Oh, Obama's
Listen.
propagandist out there. Did you watch?
Since you fellas are here by yourself, how about getting a little closer together?
I don't know, he might want to get friendly. I want.
You don't have to get too friendly. Just okay. That'll work. That'll
Let's
work.
go snap our.
Get you in the same frame.
He's too late to swing that camera.
Yeah,
Well, I want to see. I want to see how you guys interact here.
He's dating so many women he can't keep his arm in check.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
That's me, all right.
Hey, tell me something, R.L. Henson. You're the smartest feller here.
Oh, Lord.
Well, didn't you finish third grade?
Sure did.
All
I finished
right.
it. Sure did. And
You
everybody,
were
everybody
not
declares,
corrupted by the
Every-
public education system.
everybody declares that I dropped out, but I didn't drop out the third. I finished.
Hey,
You just didn't get started good, did you?
If people from Poland are called Poles, why aren't people from Holland called Holes?
I ain't people from Poland called Pauls because
Poles.
Polish spells polish.
Poles? Well, that's right.
Oh.
Polish.
Do you know where they come up with the word Caucasian?
You think somebody, there goes a car full of holes. Where'd they come up with
Caucasian?
Where'd they come up with Caucasian?
Somewhere over there in the Middle East, they have a
The
little
Caucasus.
place called Caucasus or something like that. Caucasus?
The Caucasus, they're
Yeah.
the mountain range.
Yeah, or something. This is, but anyhow, the Caucasians are supposed to have migrated around the world or something from that location. That's where they're supposed to have.
Well, they all descended from the original Cajuns.
The original Cajuns.
Yeah, that's where we got Caucasians.
Cajun.
And then, them hillbillies couldn't say Caucasians, they called them Caucasians.
Cajuns, huh?
It just kind of changed the language. You kids may want to take notes, you may need this in history.
I always like to refer, we have our socialists here in America, and we have an awful lot of African socialists. I like to refer to these Swedes and Norwegians as snow socialists. And then the Arabs, they're sand socialists. We just got socialists of all types everywhere.
Well, I heard part of Barack's speech the other day about
Oh, did you hear
global change. Did you hear that thing?
Well, did you hear him lecturing the Prime Minister of Greece? And he wasn't even there. The guy from Greece wasn't even there. He had somebody from Italy, Prime Minister from Italy.
Okay.
But he said, I told that new Prime Minister from Greece how it ought to be done, how he ought to run his country.
Yeah,
I tell you what,
right?
he is so arrogant, to be so unskilled,
How many?
unexperienced. He thinks he knows it all.
The Greece is having some financial problems.
Now, ain't we all?
Ain't we all? But I think the president was lecturing them a little bit on their finances and whatever else. But
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
I was trying to figure out,
Our credit's better than theirs.
is there any country in this that you can think of that owes more money than we do?
TVA.
That's not a country. I don't believe it might be one too.
You know,
Campbell counties are getting up there.
there's only 6, 7 countries in the world that owe more money than TVA.
Well, but
One of them's the United States.
I don't believe the U.S. needs to be giving people financial advice. I don't believe.
Definitely not.
The
What are we gonna do if this economy collapses?
Well, gulch will still grow taters, and I'll eat a lot of taters. Possums, you know, they'll get scarce. You better get some of them caught up.
Raccoons, I've been training a lot of raccoons to come to my house at night.
I've been telling people we're going to have a squirrel migration soon. I think it's here this year. I predict it's going to happen. So you might want to get you a sack full of squirrels and put them in the freezer if you've got a freezer. If you can't freeze, you might want to dry them or something. Maybe you can can them. Can you can squirrel?
I don't know. You can can chicken.
You can can anything,
Yeah.
Seen
right?
that down years
I'm
ago
going to
with
try
sausage.
beaver if that don't get out of the basement out there.
You got a beaver in your basement.
Well, yeah, they're at the houseboat.
Oh, okay. He's in the basement of the house. Okay.
I went down to the lake the other day. It was before daylight. And I was down there and I heard this big bass jump. You know how they slap the water? And I thought, this is awful early in the year for bass. Well, I was there a little bit longer. I was fiddling around there and I heard him again. And I realized what it was. It was that blamed beaver out there having a fit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're open season year round. You ever had any beaver tail? That's a dish now. That's not an experience. That's a food.
Well, I tell you what, you
Well, have you?
go a lot of places and listen to beaver talk.
I guess you guys saw Airplane, the movie, but I think we better drop this conversation before we get intercepted here.
WLAF will be taken off the air. Shut down, lose their license.
Yeah.
There's probably some people that love to have it shut down.
Next week, we're going to have a little different setup if everything goes according to plan. We've got a local musician who's got a CD he wants to promote, and I figured he brought me a sample by, and I figured it was typical, you know, just some guy out there caterwauling wasn't much better than I was, but I'll be blamed if it ain't good. So if he shows up next week, we'll play his music and talk to him a little bit.
You got a CD player?
No, I got to figure that out. My computer, I can't use my laptop here anymore. I'm using it for something else. I'll figure out some way to play it. There's one hold up. I gotta come up with something for next week. I've got a CD player if I can find it. Probably got 2 or 3.
Well, I caught part of Obama's speech on climate control or global warming, whatever you want to, whatever title fits it for the time. But he says that China has got on board to control carbon. And well, let me tell you the rest.
Just
of
like the Iranians ain't gonna build a bomb.
it. Yeah.
Iranians ain't gonna build a bomb. He's talked them out of it.
China's going to get on board.
North
But-
Korea is too, I bet.
Well, he didn't tell you the rest of it though. We're getting on board right now. You know, we're the ones that's cutting back on anything that smokes or burns. We're not allowed to use it. But anyhow,
Anything that'll feed people.
yeah, China said they're going to get on board in the year 2035. Now he didn't tell you that part.
2030.
2035.
If they don't change their mind.
Yeah, if they don't change their mind in 20 years, they're going to get on board. But we're going to get on board right now. And I believe Obama said we're going to cut our emissions by 40%, I believe, by the next 6 years, I think. And
Well, you know what? If they find out how to make solar panels, which they can't do now, but if they were find out how to make them efficient enough to be cost effective, if they ever find a simple way to store electricity from windmills overnight and when the wind ain't blowing and sunshine overnight when the sun ain't shining, if they ever figure all that out and we get to where you can just make energy from thin air and solve that problem completely, the environmentalists will have a fit because they can't control the people then.
this, there's all sorts of ideas. I just heard an advertisement was coming in, had to do with a solar generator. And boy, that pitch they throwed out there, you just think, you go out there and buy this thing for $1.29 and it'll take care of everything that you can imagine. It's
Well,
gonna-
they work, it's like in our solar clothes dryers,
Well, now, solar clothes dryer does work
yeah,
when the sun's shining.
yeah, they're 100% environmentally friendly too.
Yeah.
Of course, now they do emit some,
They give off a little bit of
they give off some, what do you call it?
moisture.
Yeah, but that there is a, what do they call it? A global, a warming gas.
Oh.
Yeah.
I believe you got a collar.
Moisture is a whole lot worse than carbon dioxide.
Or,
Right there.
Wild Bomb Ron Show.
Hello, Jerry. This is your Kentucky friend, and the sound is horrible. You all sound like wonk, 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 wonk. Can't understand a word that's being said, and can't get a picture on the TV. So what's the girl supposed to do?
Look, on the radio, the sound is
Come
bad.
down here and join us.
The radio sound is horrible. It's like wonk, 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 wonk. And there's no you guys on Channel 12 either.
Oh, what about on HBTV, UG TV?
Well, I looked at, I didn't get, you know, I always get that thing to click on in my email, and I didn't get it, so I didn't, I don't know what to do.
Well, we should be on there. Anybody, either one of you guys got a radio, go out there and listen to us and see if it's us or them.
I got a radio.
Now go out and see how me and Henson sound.
Figure out